Wait, it worked.
All right. Here, I'm going to mute you, Kelly.
That's not.
There we go. So good
Kelly
morning,
and
everybody.
Jeff.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Freedom Team, you guys are coming in from all over the country. It is good to have you here. If you're new to eXp, welcome. It is great to have you with us. If you are checking things out, it's good to have you here as well. We got a lot of things going on this week, and of course, Mondays we always kick off with agent attraction and talking about just having one of the agents in eXp who is doing well with this and succeeding with it in different ways, all different levels. Sean is normally the one you guys are on here. Sean's normally the one heading this up, but Sean's on a cruise right now. So anyway, yeah, more power to him. He's out there floating around somewhere in the Caribbean. So we're here to do this today. But guys, today we have Will Higgins. He's out of Chino Hills, California. And I'm going to let Will tell his story. I know, have you been in the business, what, about 5 years, I think? Is that right?
Yeah, I think I'm going on 6 now.
Going on
Right
six.
at 6,
Yep.
yeah.
There you go. And you're doing really well as far as your real estate business. I got the word 100 million in 5 years in
Thank
volume.
you, thank
So
you,
that's awesome.
thank you.
Congratulations on all that. Definitely doing well out there. And coaching people, mentoring people, get a big charge out of that. That's a big thing for me. I love mentoring different people and coaching agents as well. But man, it's great to have you here. So thank you
Thank you,
so
thank
much
you.
for being in. Why don't we just to get started? I mean, seriously, tell everybody, because again, one of the things that you're going to see in here, well, we're going to have agents here that, again, some have been in eXp for 5, 6, 7 years.
Mhm.
Some are just new in the last few months. Some are agents that have been in the business for 20 years. Some are agents that have been in the business for 2 and 3 months. So you're going to get a whole mix of people on here as well as those watching the recording, as well. So can you just tell a little bit of your story as far as your background and even getting into real estate? Let's just start with some of that. Okay.
Okay, yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. So yeah, this is real estate is my second career. So I started, got my MBA, and I actually moved to Omaha, Nebraska, and I worked for the Union Pacific Railroad. So I worked for the railroad for 12 years, and every 2 years or so they would move me around the country. And at one point, I just got tired of moving. So I started doing real estate part-time, and as a part-time agent, became one of the top agents in my office at KW. And yeah, so I think it was February 12th, 2019. I got a call from my VP, and basically told me my services weren't needed anymore. So I got laid off on February 12th, 2019.
Okay.
And I took a severance package, and then went to family reunion that next week. It was in my hometown of New Orleans. Came back, and it was like I never worked in corporate America. I was a full-time realtor, and I really took off. So I was doing between 13 and 16 million in production at KW. Then fast forward, I saw a video about eXp, and I just like couldn't believe it when I saw it, and I was just like, oh man, this is real. And funny story, the person that sent me the video, she was one of my referral partners. She was out in Dallas. And I said, okay, you ready to go? And she said, no. She stayed another 2 months at KW. And I told her, I was like, I gotta go now. So I ended up just joining with some folks locally, and got going. And for me, I saw the video, I instantly got it, but it was the stuff that I didn't understand, right? Like you have to be here for it, and that was the collaboration. So I came in, and I just started kicking butt. So that first full year, my production went from 13 million to 32 million, and I recruited 100 agents into my group that first year. So that's kind of my story.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
How long were you at Keller Williams?
I was there for 3 years.
3 years. So part time into full time when you got laid off, right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I
Okay.
started part-time 2019. I joined a team, probably one of the best things I could have done. I sat outside a guy's office for a year and a half and just kind of learned through osmosis, and did things his way, but then found my way. And then once I found my way, I kind of left the team and went solo, and that's when things really opened up for me.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
You said you saw a video. Um, and how did you come across that video? I mean, did somebody call you? Hey, I want to show you
Oh
eXp.
yeah.
Here's a video. How did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
go? Talk
My
about that
friend at
process.
KW, she called me. She was like, "Oh, Will," she was like, "I know you love, coaching and training." She's like, "Have you heard of EXP?" I said, "Yeah, I heard of it." And she was like, "Well, watch this video and it'll explain everything." I watched the video and it explained everything.
What was it? And do you remember which video it was? I mean, I know they've changed over the years.
Yeah, I mean,
2019. Was it a
it
short corporate video like that EXP put together? Was it
no,
another
no,
agent explaining it? What was
it
it?
was another agent explaining it. It was a guy named like I think his name is like Jaime or something like that. It
Okay.
was a guy out in some part of Texas, maybe San Antonio or something.
Okay.
But yeah, it was his video and honestly it was just like, again, I think of myself as an entrepreneur, and I had come from corporate America, so I understood stock, I understood, having insurance and all these other things, and I got the benefit of working with a high producing agent that was older, and I saw the rate at which the rate and pace at which he was still working, and I said, that's not the life I want to live.
Yeah.
That's
How
not the
old are
life
you?
I
How
want to
old are
live.
you, Will? Can I ask you how old are you?
I am 43.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I got into real estate at 38, I think. 38, I got into real estate. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, did you see it right away? Did it just register and click with you like immediately,
It
or
made
was it?
sense.
It made
I
sense.
mean, once I saw that video, it literally made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just immediately made sense.
What was it that hit you? Like, what was probably the top thing that hit you when you saw it? Was it more about the production and the tools? Was it about the different streams of income? What was it that really got you? Like, as an entrepreneur,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah, definitely the different streams of income. The production stuff, I understood that wherever I go, my production stays with me. And I think a lot of agents think that their business is going to suffer. It's your business. So
It's good.
as long as you stay in contact with everybody else, and I had already started to build my own brand. I wasn't connected to anybody else's brand. I am the brand, right? So
Mhm.
when I saw the opportunity to do the things I was already doing, I was on the ALC. I was coaching, mentoring, training other agents in the office, but I wasn't being compensated for it. And when I came in, there was this big push for profit share. And I remember getting a profit share for 12 cent. And I said, I'm done. I said, I'm done. I'm done.
Buy a piece of bubble gum, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm done,
Yeah.
So when I saw this opportunity, literally it just made sense. And it was one of those things where I saw, how do I put it? And it became clear. I did a podcast with Glenn, and this was one of the magic moments for me. He said that as a solo agent, right? There are really not many opportunities to leverage, right? So that's why he created the model. So think about it like this. Your first year in production, I mean, your first year here, maybe production is 95%, right? Then rev share is 5%. Then that second year, maybe production is 85% and rev share is 15%, right? Then maybe that third year, production is 60%, rev share is 40%. That's what was meant to happen. And that's what I've seen in my business, right? Every year the rev share becomes a bigger percentage of my production. And that's the eye-opening moment that you're like, oh my God, this is life-changing because this is building while I'm still running my business.
Yeah. That's awesome. One of the things that I share all the time with people when I'm showing them eXp is, to me, having been here 7 years, it's I think within 3 to 5 years of being here, if you're producing at all, you look up 5 years from now and you got options.
Hmm.
I could build a traditional team. I could still do 30, 40 deals a year. I could do 100 deals. I could do whatever
Hmm.
I want, but I also at least have that option. I could pull back
Correct.
on my production and make as much money or more because I'm getting paid in three ways instead of just one. And
Correct.
that's something that people just don't understand. They think they know this model, but they don't know this model.
No, not at all. Not at all. And they don't get business. Somebody's getting paid. Whether you're at eXp or at Remax or at Keller Williams, somebody else is getting paid when you sell a house.
Definitely. Definitely. You shared something a minute ago, and I think this is good for people to hear. I wrote it down. I think it's just a good nugget for everybody. If you're taking notes, whatever, you are the brand.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of agents. I know when I joined eXp, I was the 13th agent here in Colorado Springs to join
Oh wow.
eXp, and so there were like 5,000 in the entire company. This is 7-8 years ago now, and I remember that nobody had heard of eXp, and I learned a long time ago, 23 years of doing this. My biggest concern when I left Keller Williams in 2010, going to an independent company here in town, Masters Real Estate Group, 70 agents, that I was going to lose business because I was losing the brand name of Keller Williams. And the
Mm-hmm.
biggest year I've had in my entire 23 years was the year that I left.
Yep.
And I learned very quickly, wait, they're not hiring me because I had a red business card or a KW on my sign. They're hiring me because of me. I was the brand. My team was
Yep.
the brand. And that's important for people to hear, I think, and understand as you're talking to agents and reaching out to agents, because you will get that objection.
Yeah.
Oh man, I Remax for life, what, and all this, I mean, all this kind of stuff. And I get it, there's loyalty and all that. But at the end of the day, they are the brand.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Your clients don't care who you're with. They just
Not at
don't.
all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So you said you went from 13 to 32 deals your first year. What made the difference for you in coming over here for
Yeah,
your
so it wasn't
production?
13. I actually did 46 deals. Yeah,
Oh
so I
wow.
went from 13 million to 32 million.
Oh, okay, 13 million to 32 million. Right, right. I'm sorry, but 46 deals total.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So a lot of it was one, my network opened. So I actually did a lot of referrals. Number two, I mean, it was the market, right? A lot of it was the market. And it was just momentum,
Hmm.
excitement. Started getting rev share, was just really excited about everything, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. The collaboration.
Collaboration, yeah. I mean, that was another thing. When I was at KW, I was the number one agent in the office, and I had only been in business, 2.5, 3 years. So I was competition to everybody. Versus here, I had folks opening up the playbook and showing me exactly what they were doing and how
Right,
they were doing it, and that helped.
right. Definitely. Kelly, why don't you unmute yourself? That was going to be my next question, but why don't you ask it? Because you talked about this, Will. Go ahead, Kelly. And if anybody else
Yeah,
has questions, guys, put them in the chat, and we'll get to it. We'll open everything up here too as we go. So go ahead, Kelly.
yeah. So you had said, if I heard it right, that you had attracted 100 people in your first year. Did I hear that right?
Yes, yeah, yeah. 100 people in my organization. I think it was probably like 30 or 40 on my front line. But yeah, total organization, yeah, I went to 100 the first year.
Okay, and so tell me how you did that for you to bring in that many in your front line and then to assist your agents to grow the group to 100.
Yeah, so I made a lot of noise. And I think that's the biggest thing, making a lot of noise. I love digital marketing. So I was always doing funnels and stuff like that. So when I first joined, I made this really, and I was connected at KW. So I was in a bunch of groups at KW, speaking at conferences and everything else, right? So I already had a kind of a personal brand. So when I made the move, I made noise. So I did a really cool video, and I had a funnel set up. I think it was I got in trouble with corporate like the first week. I think my website was ijoinedexp.com.
There
They,
you
they they had me pull it down, but it was
go.
ijoinedexp.com. And I just got a lot of traffic to that, and people started booking appointments with me. And I told my story. So another thing was I did coaching with Casey Jiha. Does everyone know who Casey Jiha is? So I prepared. I coached with Casey Jiha, and before I joined and made the announcement, and we had everything prepared for when I made the announcement, and I was ready to handle the traffic in the meetings.
Beautiful. And
Hmm.
then how about with your team? How did you assist your team to lean into attraction as well?
So I actually bought on this a gal in Oklahoma who we got through somebody else. Sometimes you recruit with people and you recruit through people, right? So we recruited this one guy, and then he brought his friend to the table. He's never recruited another soul. She went out and recruited 50 people. So that was the main thing, just recruiting through people. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
How big is your group today, Will?
200.
200?
Yeah,
Okay.
we lost a lot with this whole market shift, and I think everybody's seeing that.
Yeah. Every
Um,
company out there right now is
every
losing.
company is, everything is taking a hit.
Hmm.
But right now, I'm back to production, focusing on production and working on attracting the next round of leaders.
Yeah. And just on a market standpoint, where do you see things? And again, nobody has the crystal ball on this, but what do you see for this year as far as real estate production? Where do you see
Production,
it
man,
going
I,
this year?
I,
You think
I
it's
I
going to
think we're
turn?
gonna be I think we're gonna be pretty flat, but I think the good agents will take more market share because look at it like this. I've gotten 3 listings from former agents.
Hmm.
So stay in touch with your friends that were agents. I've gotten 3 listings in the last 12 months from former agents that were in my group that have left the business but gave me the listing.
Right, right. What do you do today as far as attracting? Let's talk
Hmm.
about that. You started out, you said you had funnels and stuff. I mean, was it primarily that website, I love EX or I move, whatever it was? What
So
was your domain name?
yeah, I joined eXp.
I
Yep,
turned
I
it.
joined eXp. So a lot of my attraction is people reaching out to me. So I have a Instagram and I have YouTube.
Okay.
So YouTube has been a big one for me. I made a video, and this is why like you got to put your story out there. I made a video, and it's still up there. It's probably still ranking. If you go in Google, I left Keller Williams, I left KW. It has like 20,000 views, 20 plus thousand views on it.
Wow.
At one point, I was getting 2 to 3 meetings a week just from that one video.
That's awesome. Are you
Yeah,
still, so your YouTube channel, what's your YouTube channel so people could
just
find
Will
you?
Higgins. Yep,
Will
if you go
Higgins?
to if you go to Will Higgins, yep, you'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you,
you'll see it.
are you still
Definitely.
pretty active on YouTube? Are you doing a lot
I
of stuff
am.
on YouTube? What
Yep,
kind of
yep,
stuff
I
do you
am.
do today with YouTube?
So just training and coaching. Yeah, so just training and coaching of other agents and just telling my story. So I'm releasing something in the next week, and I'm just gonna take people on the journey with me, right? So in terms of business, guys, so that year I did 32 million. I wasn't really prepared to handle that much volume and that much rejection and just that much, right? So I literally burned out and I stopped doing real estate for probably a year and a half, 2 years. So I got back into production I think last June or July, but I just lived off rev share. So I lived off rev share, which is great, right? And which is a testament to the program, but I really just lived off rev share.
Sure.
And so I've just gotten back into production. So now I'm just taking people on the journey with me of building my business back up to 20 million. And personally, I think that's going to do everything for me. So it shows people that you're working, right? It validates everything you're doing. And I sat on a call with Cheplak a couple of weeks ago, and he said, "Coach everybody," and that's what it's doing, just coaching everybody.
Hmm. For sure. What would you say to like some of the agents on here, maybe, or that be watching this that are newer agents,
Mhm.
new to EXP, but also just newer agents? What's a great place for them to start? They're on here because they want to learn how to attract agents, and they want to be able to attract agents.
Yeah,
What would be some things you could tell them as far as getting things going?
yeah. So you got to recruit yourself every day. And that's one thing that I really work on. Like when I first started, and again, maybe this is just me, but I obsessed. I watched that Brent Go video at least twice a day. When I was driving in the car, I listened to it. It was to the point where I could recite it verbatim. So I did. I made my own video, right? So you got to live it. You literally have to live it. You have to understand. You have to listen to different people deliver the model because you're going to catch certain things. And you have to really know your story and know why you joined because that's going to allow you to attract people. Could you put
Hmm.
a link to that video?
You
Um,
talking about Jose? You talking about the KW video? Why he left KW? Is that the one you're talking about, Jose? Can you, I don't know if you can unmute
Yes,
yourself. Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
hey, Chuck, I'm from New Orleans.
Hey, Will. Uh, good morning from New Orleans. How are you?
Good, good. What part of New Orleans you from?
I'm actually from Mississippi. I've lived here 8 years now.
I went
I
to
live
school
up.
in Mississippi. I went to Southern Miss.
Did you go to Southern Miss? All
Yeah.
right, that's awesome. I'm from the Jackson area,
Nice,
but yeah, I live by the Causeway, so close
nice,
by. Yeah,
nice. Yeah, I still have I just sold my house in the French Quarter, and I still have a house uptown. So
oh,
it's actually getting worked on. So I'll probably be down in the next 2 weeks or so. But yeah.
nice, nice. Give me a call. We'll go have coffee.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think one of the things you mentioned, recruit yourself every day.
Yep.
I think about, it makes me think like, I think for people that are on here, like, building your belief in what you're a part of,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's always going to be things that make you want to doubt that. I
Yep.
think, you're going to read something. I don't know, the stock dropped 2 days in a row. Oh, shoot. I don't know. Maybe this, whatever. Or you lose a few people move to other companies, or they get out of the business. There's so many things that can come at us that can be, taking, just chunks out of our belief.
Yep.
So think about, again, just what you said right there, recruit yourself every day. Like, you got to keep building that, be around the campfire,
Exactly. Yep.
plug
You got to
in.
be near the fire at all times. Sean Kokoska has one on Wednesday, an agent attraction call. I've done that one. There's one called The Hive. I do that one. I do the Cheplack one every other Thursday. So I'm just in it. Like you got to be in it, and you got to be with the other people that are in it, because once you realize there's only like 10 to 12% of people that get a rev share check. There's only 10 to 12% of people that are going to do the work. So you got to surround yourself with those people, and just understand that everybody's not going to be into attraction, and that's fine, right? So you just learn to meet people where they're at, and try to find a partner like that. In the beginning, I had a partner that I was working with, and that helped it out. And when you look at all the big names, a lot of them have people that they do it with.
Hmm. For sure. Accountability.
Yep.
It helps, making calls together. Even if you're in other states, get on Zoom and just, mute yourselves and make calls together.
Yep.
What are some, like, what agents do you reach out to? Are you doing much, cold calls? Are most agents reaching out to you?
No.
What kind of stuff do you do right now?
Yeah, so right now it's really, for me, it's quality over quantity.
Okay.
So a lot of the people that I'm talking to, one, are people reaching out to me, but also, since I'm in production, people that I do deals with. Those are the best ones.
Hmm.
People that I do deals with, right? You get 5 to 10 people a year that you do transactions with, everything will change. And those are the best people, because guess what? They're in production.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're in production, and good producers know other good producers.
for sure. Guys, anybody on here, does anybody have any questions on that right there? Because I know, Tim, one of his trainings we did here recently, just, that's one of the easiest ways to reach out to agents. Agents that you've done deals with, the ones that were just a pleasure to work with, and most of them
Mhm.
are, everybody's trying to get to closing, trying to jump through all the hoops to get the deal done, you know, the ones that are working hard. Any questions on that, or any thoughts on that, like scripts, or what that phone call is like, or, anything like that? Anybody?
I got a question.
Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, good morning. Sorry, I'll
Hey,
turn my camera on too so you can see my mug.
there you go.
Uh, hey, Will, a lot of good points in there, my friend. It's good talking to you. I was in last week's meeting with Mr. Golden, and he suggested, make a list of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, you said 5 to 10 people a year that you work with, but how do you get that list so that you're calling 15 minutes a day? Where do you think is a good spot to build your list to contact that many people?
Yeah. So for me, it's going to be people that I've done transactions with, but also, since I'm active on social media, people that constantly interact with my content. Literally, my best line on social media has been, "Hey, how are you?" Literally, that starts the conversation. "Hey, how are you?" That's it. Have you ever tried sending that, like a mass text to all of your past clients? You know,
Yeah.
"Hey, how are you?"
Sure.
it starts massive conversations. You're talking all day. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll send it to, 60, 70 people and I'm having conversations all day. It's the same thing with rev share. Once you realize that the rev share is just like your real estate business, it makes it easier. It's
Gotcha.
literally just a whole nother business.
All
I
right.
think,
Appreciate
think
that thought.
through, and Jim, if I could share, I think, think through agents that, how long you been in the business, Jim? I forget.
7 years.
7 years?
Roughly.
Yeah. So, you know agents. You know agents that you've done deals with. You know agents from other brokerages. You know agents, and you want to be involved in things as much as you can. I mean, when there's the builders in town are having a new builders breakfast kind of thing, and there's
Right.
50 agents that show up, be one of those agents, be one of the
Sure.
agents that shows up at there's different classes and training events around town. There's just different meetup groups with agents, and it's good to be plugged in to that kind
Yep.
of stuff and build those relationships, and it can become a very easy conversation to have.
Yeah, and for me again, I'm loud, right? Like I'm at eXp. So I'm interested versus interesting. So I'm interested in what they're doing. I never bring up eXp, but guess what they do? They always bring up eXp.
Yeah.
And then I have my story ready.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Jim is brand new back here within the last month. He was at eXp, and then he had left for a while, and then reached out to me, connected to me through some funnels that I'm doing,
There you
and
go.
now Jim's
Yeah.
back here. So it's great to have you back, first of all.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
So
Good to be back, man. It's very busy right now, just trying to get it all together.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot when you first get back here. For sure.
Really excited though, man. I can hardly wait to get the rev share bit down for me, get that to be a piece of my business. So
Yeah. I think one of the things right now, and Will, you said, how are you? I mean, that like right now, I think with agents, man, there's so many easy conversations out there because of the kind of market we've been in the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
lot of agents out there that are, man, just they're fighting to get through it.
Oh yeah.
They don't want to leave the business. They got into the business for the right reasons, but man, they've been hit in the last couple of years, and so it's an easy conversation to have. But also, I think for me personally, like I feel a sense of, just for me, I feel almost an obligation to reach out to as many agents as I can, to talk to as many agents as I can, because I just know there's so many out there that are just hurting right now in
Yeah, they
different
are.
ways,
Yeah. There are. There are. So again, for that reason, I think just model success and you'll attract the right folks, And
Mhm.
for me, like I said, if I notice someone is constantly interacting with my content or watching my content, I'll just reach out to them because some of the best ones, the ego won't let them reach out to you. So I'll just reach out to them. Hey, how are you? And then it goes from there.
Sure.
Will, what can you just share when you say I'm ready with my story? So run down how you articulate your story when you're talking to somebody, if you would.
Let me see if I can just pull it up. Where did I have that? Oh, you guys can keep going. I'll pull it up.
Cool.
So yeah, so in terms of my story, I'll just talk about how essentially I was operating, the same thing I said in the beginning. I just took the same thing I said in the beginning about how I was operating at Keller Williams at a high level. I was helping supporting agents and just wasn't being compensated for my time, and had worked on a great team with an amazing agent, but just saw how hard he was working, and just I had never seen any agents retire, and it just troubled me. And I wanted more for me, my family, and I knew that there was much more out there. A friend of mine sent me a video on this company, with this crazy model that appeared to really care about its agents and compensate its agents well. So I took a look into it, So since I just go down that path, and I never mention eXp, I just kind of tell my story of what I saw and what it meant for me. and then I go into the story of what the model did for me, you know?
Nice.
Awesome. Really good. Kelly, you want to ask, you got a couple questions in there?
Yeah, so as you're bringing agents into eXp, and maybe you can qualify, are most of them already cappers or icons, or are they new? And then how do you integrate them into the eXp model to help your agents create the production they want?
Yeah, so we have a onboarding specialist. So I think that's the first thing, just their initial onboarding, right? And they have a great experience in the beginning. So we have someone that will give them white glove service and bring them into the company, right? And then I try to reach out to them. I kind of built out my CRM so that as soon as they join, they start getting messages from me that kind of breaks down everything, the process for everything. And then I hop on a call with them, right? Just to understand their story and what they're looking to get out of the switch. And then from there, I can plug them into all of the meetings. I have a guy named Leo Robles in my group. He does a good job of sending out all of the invites for meetings that we have during the week. So we instantly get everybody plugged in. Yeah, and I'm about to have my VA start calling all of them. But I honestly, I mainly focus on my first and second level, and I hope that they will model what I'm doing.
For sure. That's good. And with that, guys, I want to share something here real quick because just so that you are all aware of it, if you go to our website, so and we're all part of Freedom Team, so about 3,000
Mhm.
agents, all across the country. We're doing these masterminds 4 days a week, different things we're doing. Production tomorrow. We
Mhm.
got Brent Gove coming in tomorrow, by the way, coming in to
Nice.
teach. So anyway, but guys, if you go to freedomteamsupport.com and up here at the top, white glove onboarding, when you click on that, it'll take you to this page. And this is something that if you want, to get good help with bringing somebody on board everything, right here you can do it. It's with Vonda Kosar. She's awesome. I've had
Awesome.
5 or 6 people go through with her in the last month, and she does a great, great job. So it's on there, everything you need. Now you can also self onboard, and here's the whole kind of a list of things. This is good to be aware of. Okay, just a good checklist for all of us. Things to make sure that your agents are, getting plugged into with some of this kind of stuff. Okay, you want to be in there with your agents. Okay, I feel very responsible for the agents that I personally sponsor. Like I want them to do well. I want to make sure their questions are answered. I've got a website set or like a calendar link set up for them. They can get on my calendar anytime. Just whatever they need to do. But that page right there, guys, you can get that white glove onboarding that he's talking about. Okay, for our group. So just so you know,
And I
that's
put that in the chat.
perfect. Very cool.
And will
Go ahead.
some agents, as they come into eXp, they're just real hesitant to start picking up the phone and making those first attraction calls.
Mhm.
How do you support them through those first set of attraction calls until they get comfortable?
Yeah, so again, I try to get ahead of it. So I try to meet with them before they actually join because that's the best window of opportunity to bring on other people, right? When it's new, when you're excited, right? So I try to meet with them before and just kind of coach them on what those conversations look like. And it's the same thing you guys have heard, right? So before you're going to join, reach out to a few key people and say, hey, look, I'm thinking about moving to this company. Um, can you do me a favor and since I really value your opinion, can you take a look at it and let me know what you think is wrong with this model? So it's that, and then it's once they join, try to do a post with them, and get that posted up on their socials that hey, I joined EXP, and people will start to reach out to them and say, hey, why'd you do it? And from there, knowing that you don't give them everything at that point, you let them know that hey, you know what? It really worked for me. I'm kind of busy right now. If you have, a moment, I'd love to hop on a phone and I can explain to you in detail why I made the move. You got to create some curiosity.
Good. What would you say to the agents on here again who maybe haven't made many calls yet or whatever? Because I hear this a lot from agents here. Like, I want to do it. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm just so
Mhm.
busy. I'll get to it. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And then a week goes by. I'll do it tomorrow. Like, what would you say to the agents where they feel like they're too busy? Like that becomes
Again,
almost,
it's just a bolt-on conversation. If you're in a transaction with an agent, just make sure the transaction. For example, I'll give you a great example. I recruited this kid I was in a transaction with. He's been with me for like 3 years now. We were doing a transaction. Transaction was working out, really well, and just really started communicating and find out, where he was, what his pain points were. And then there was an inflection point in the transaction. We closed the deal. My clients sold the refrigerator and the washer, which his clients were supposed to get. um, I gave him $3,500 out of my pocket, right? And he was just like, this is amazing. No one has ever done anything like this, right? And we met, and he joined, and he's been with me since.
well,
So it starts with really just wowing them in the transaction, So I'm a little more, how do I say, aware of how I am towards the buyer's agents now when I'm the listing agent, where some listing agents can be just brutal. You know what I mean? For
yeah.
no reason. No reason.
Hmm. For sure. I think,
Ego.
go
That's the
ahead.
reason.
Ego.
Ego. That's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, big egos. Yeah, I don't have any ego in these transactions, right? And I tell a lot of them, like, hey, we're on the same team, right? Like we're literally trying to get both our clients to the finish line.
Yeah. For sure. Egos in real estate? What do you say? Wait, what? Who? What?
Woo-hoo.
What are you
Well, I'm
talking
in LA, so we have some huge ones out here. You wouldn't even believe some of the stuff I've dealt with.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Which
I
is
think,
probably, quite honestly, Will, what makes you stand out,
Yeah,
because you're probably one of the few that don't have that. And our industry is full of people with egos, and it's a win-lose.
yep,
And they don't feel like they've won for their client unless the other team has lost.
exactly.
And um, I mean, I've never played by that game. It's like,
Yep,
look, we're both, like you said, we're on the same team. We're trying to accomplish, the best things for our client. And that doesn't mean you have to lose in order for my client to win.
yep.
Yeah.
for sure. Going back to the thing about being too busy, I think just to share this on here, guys, I think it's just important to remember that this isn't like an all or nothing deal. You're still going to have your production. You're still going to have all
Mhm.
the stuff you have to do. But, Eric, we talk about it on Thursdays all the time. I mean, like, 15 minutes a day, reach out to agents, ask those questions. How are you? Get engaged in social media kind of stuff. I mean, you can be engaging agents without it getting in the way of your production. Everybody on here has 15 minutes a day to make some
Yeah, and
noise.
again,
Reach out.
uh, just sharing what you're doing is enough to start a conversation. Literally, just sharing what you're doing on social media is enough to start a conversation, because what I've learned is the things that you think are like second nature or just small that you're doing, they're big to other agents because they have no systems, no processes. They're just winging it. They're literally just winging it.
Yeah, for sure. Kathy's asking if you have any funnels that you're doing right now. Do you have any funnels you're doing?
Yeah, I dropped
Traction.
it into the chat. I
Is
have
that
my
this site right
join.
here?
Yeah,
This is a great
exactly.
site. I was just pulling it up to look at it. Who did your site? I'm curious.
Yeah, so I built it out, and then I sent it to Fiverr and had them just make it look pretty.
It looks
But again,
great.
I'm a tech guy, so this is my wheelhouse. I love creating funnels and systems and processes and all kind of other stuff.
Yeah, you've got some great stuff on here. This really looks phenomenal. So you put all this together. Fiverr put it all together after you kind of laid it out.
Yep. Yeah, they just made it pretty.
Cool. So guys, that link is in the chat. If you want to just save this as a bookmark it, whatever, just give you some ideas, things on here. There's some really good looking stuff on here. Anybody have any questions off of this right here? Because anybody on here could put a site together like this. How much did it cost you to do this with Fiverr?
Um,
You remember roughly?
well, maybe $100.
$100? Yeah,
Yeah,
totally. It looks awesome.
great investment. $100.
For sure.
Hmm.
Jeff,
Have a
I'm
side.
not seeing the website in the chat.
He put it on there. It's in the chat.
There it
Join.will
is. There it is.
I'm not seeing
Join.will-higgins.com.
it either.
I see it. Join.will-higgins.com.
There you go.
And I just drive everybody to that. I I think my first one when I joined, it was like a 10% conversion rate. So I haven't looked at the numbers on this one, but my last one, I may have had, couple thousand views, and 10% of those people would book appointments. And yeah, if they book an appointment, they're coming over because they've already watched like all of my content from where they're coming. They've already binged all my content, right? There's a rule that if somebody spends like 7 hours with you, they will basically buy with you, and that's what they're doing. So that's why the YouTube and everything else is so important. Like the short form content is great. It gets them into your world, but then people go and they will binge your long form content. And once they've done that, you got them, right? Even on the real estate side, people will I have 2 YouTube channels. People will binge my content. And when they reach out to me, there's no selling. They're just, where do I sign?
What's your current FLA, FLQA count right now, Will?
I think I'm at 32 frontline agents, and then FLQAs is 15.
Okay, about half and half. Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not too worried about that anymore since I'm in production. So I'm gonna try to hit icon again this year. So I'm really not worried about that. And I don't have anybody on my 7th level. I'm like 1st through 3rd level heavy.
Mhm. Mhm. Jim, did you want to ask another question? I saw
I
you come
did.
back.
I was
Go ahead.
waiting for that. Yeah. So, Will, I don't want to drive off the ditch here, but on another topic on your YouTube channel, are you doing your own production on that? You got a videographer? What are you using? Adobe Premiere? What kind of stuff are you doing? Because it looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's just me. So I tried to do the like sales team thing, right? But now what my team looks like, it's me. I have a VA that does all my admin work. I have a VA that calls all my leads, a ISA, and then I have a VA that does my videos. So I have 3 people for less than $1,500 a month to run my whole business.
Got you. So when you shoot your videos, they look really good, right? So the graphics and all that stuff, you're using that. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Literally, I'm just literally like here's the thing about creating content. You have to make it um so that it's effortless. If you try to rely on a videographer, like I did some stuff with the videographer,
Yeah,
but I got to schedule with him, then I
yeah.
got to clean up, I got to get a haircut, I got to make sure he's coming, you know what I'm saying?
Got you. Yeah, yeah,
Versus me just popping out my phone, putting on a black t-shirt and going at it. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
really
I
about
got
the
you.
content and the audio. Just make sure you have good audio.
Yeah,
But that's what I love about YouTube, man. You get to be authentically you, and your people are gonna find you.
yeah. What do you do for the production of it though? Like the graphics and stuff. Are you using Adobe or what are you using on that?
That's the VA. That's their job.
Oh, okay. I got you. All
Yeah.
right. Well, it's good to be that way, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Looking
awesome.
good. Appreciate it.
Where did you find your VAs, Will?
So I found the best place to find a good VA is through another VA.
Yeah. You get
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
So
yours? Where are yours at? Are they in the
in the
Philippines? Or
Philippines.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All 3 of them actually are in the Philippines. Yep.
And you said
Yeah.
you had 3 ISA videos. What was your third?
I have an admin, ISA, and video.
Thank you.
And literally, that's all you need. I mean, to run a 30, 40, $50 million business. And then I utilize the agents in my organization for, because LA is huge. So if I have something I can't get to, I utilize the agents in my organization to go out there. And if I have listings that are really far away, I'll put an agent on there and just give them like 10% of the deal, an agent in my organization, and they can kind of serve as my runner. But yeah.
So on the videos, I've been totally dragging my feet on moving into videos. A lot of it's thought process around what content, what would people even want to hear about. Help me with how I would bridge into starting to create some of that content and get
Do
over
you
myself.
do you use ChatGPT any? Use
I
AI any?
don't. I don't.
Yeah, like that's my best friend.
Tell me how
Literally,
you use it for this.
easy. So I would pop into ChatGPT and I would say basically tell it what you're trying to do. I'm a realtor with eXp. My specialty is this. I'm looking to train, coach, mentor other agents, but also I would like to attract them to my organization. Give me a list of 10 videos that would pique the interest, provide value, right? And, entice agents. And it'll give it to you. And it'll give you the script.
That'd be perfect.
Everything is scripted. Like talk to it like you talk to another person. Use it as a coach. I mean, it is crazy. If I pulled up my ChatGPT right now, you would see all of the conversations and everything that is provided. When I was thinking about dissolving my team, I asked ChatGPT, "Hey, give me the pros and cons of dissolving my team. What questions should I be asking?" And it told me everything.
It's really
Perfect.
good.
Thank
Does,
you.
does that help, Kelly?
That's huge.
It's a great tool for that. And if you want to go back and watch any of, we'll just say, the first Tuesday of every month, we do an AI training.
Yeah,
And, Nick Krem, who
yeah,
leads
yeah,
all the AI stuff, and he comes in and does just an AI update for us. So
yeah,
week
yeah.
from a week
I'm
from
heavily
tomorrow, he'll be back. It's awesome.
heavily yeah, I'm heavily using. So again, I got the three VAs. I have an AI agent in my business that answers all my calls. And then I'm using AI for everything.
What do you mean by an AI agent answering your calls?
Oh yeah, never miss a call. So if I don't answer the phone, the AI will pick up the call. The AI will pick up the call, gather their information, and then send me the conversation log.
It has a conversation with the
Hmm.
person on the phone. Yeah.
What platform is that under, that AI person?
So I use a platform called Go High Level.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've fully built it out kind of for my business.
Is that what you're using? Judy had asked what you're using for your CRM. Is that what you use for a
Oh
CRM?
yeah,
Go
that's where
ahead.
that page is, everything. So I had a conversation with a huge builder once, and this was when I was first starting. And he said, if you want an organization of 10,000, you need to start acting like it right now, right? So at that point, everything I switched my mindset, and everything I did from there on had to be duplicatable. So I went to this Go High Level system because I'm able to duplicate my whole system to people that use my affiliate link, and then I just hand it off to them, and then they can, if they choose to, they can copy and do everything that I'm doing.
That's awesome. Very cool.
I use Go High Level and want to pull my hair out, but
It, there's
Yeah,
a
keep
there-
learning
there's
it.
there's a learning curve, but again,
Yeah.
like I told you, I kind of obsess over things. It's a super powerful system. There's just
yeah,
a
it definitely
learning
is.
curve, right? Like anything that's worth learning, it's really not going to be that easy. So, so yeah, I get it. I, I had a first bout with it, and you're right. I just couldn't figure it out, and then something just snapped, and I've been crazy about the system since.
So that website, your willhiggins.com website, that's run through Go High Level. Is
Oh
that
yeah,
it's in that
yeah. All
platform?
my websites are through there. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Websites, landing pages, everything.
So anybody that clicks on that and they fill out a form or something, it's putting them into your Go High Level
Putting them
system.
into my
'Cause I use
CRM.
Go High
Correct.
Level as well. I haven't done I've done a lot, but I'm learning. I'm getting there, piece
Yeah,
by
yeah.
piece. So
Well, that's where
Oh
all
yeah.
your funnels are too, right? You build all your
yeah,
All of
funnels
my
right in there.
funnels, all of my websites. Let me drop my real estate website again.
and while you're doing that, Will, as we come kind of in for a landing here a little bit, start wrapping up. What's your long term goal with attraction? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now with
You
eXp?
know, I would be happy with 1,000 agents. So I kind of gamed the system a little bit. I got my wife licensed.
Okay.
So I put a lot of the other agents, I put a lot of the agents under her as well. So now she's building an organization. She's not even in real estate, right?
Right.
But she's building an organization. So we actually double dip. So and I got that from the guy Ricky Caruth. Ricky has his dad, I think he said his uncle or aunt, like he has all of them licensed and he's just started placing people under him. So everybody's getting a rev share check.
Well, there you go. So you got your wife doing so 1,000 agents.
Yep.
That would be kind of a goal. That's awesome. No, it's awesome. It's so doable here. You know.
Oh yeah. And it's a long-term thing, right? Like
Yeah.
you're one person away. Even Brent will tell you, right? Like I think he only has 4 or 5 people with huge numbers in their group. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's so doable. And it's a long-term thing. And
Yeah.
here's the deal. There's a lot of copycats out there. At some point they're gonna start to fold. And all those people are gonna need homes, you know?
Yeah.
Also, there's timing to this thing, right? I think that the people that came on earlier, right, there wasn't as much competition out there. Now you turn the corner, there's another cloud-based model, you know? So I think there's going to be another window, especially when the market comes back. And I'm just leaning into the marketing, right? That where the pros go to grow, that was genius. Literally, that was genius. When I first came, everybody was talking about, hey, you guys just about recruiting. Now you have people joining saying, you know what? eXp is about production.
Yeah.
And it's the marketing.
Yeah. Well, if you look, if any of you guys were on the earnings report last week, the fourth quarter earnings came out last week. They did the fireside chat and stuff, and I wasn't able to be on there live when they did it. It's probably recorded on Workplace or something. But you look at the numbers. I mean, so we went down to 82,000 agents, which is again every company out there because
Industry.
the
Yep.
market and people leaving the business, that kind of stuff. 82,000 agents as a company, but our production and our numbers, everything was up, up, up. And that just tells you here's who's coming to eXp. It's the producing agents, and you look at the people that have come over in the last year. I mean, my goodness. I mean, it's just that every week here comes 2 and 3 announcements with teams and groups and big agents and brokerages and all that kind of stuff. And don't be afraid to advertise that stuff. I post that stuff. I repost
Yep.
things from eXp Realty. Every day I'm posting something about eXp on my social media. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I'm all over with that stuff. And I use that hashtag where the pros go to grow
Mm-hmm.
on every eXp post I put out there. Because that does say something right there. It is a brilliant marketing move, So very cool. Any last questions, guys? Well, I totally appreciate you being here. And seriously,
Oh, yeah,
just
definitely.
this nugget after nugget after nugget. I mean, really, really good stuff. Anybody have anything before we wrap things up and get on with our days?
Yep. If not, guys, you can message me on Instagram. I'm Will Higgins. IMWILLHIGGINS. And I'll reply.
Very cool.
Thank you. So good. I really appreciate you.
Really good stuff. I might be in touch, Will, as I keep, if I run into a big go high level thing, I might just, Will, help.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I had an agency at one point building all of my, like, it's really fully built out. So I had an agency that was building all of my pages and stuff. You can hire people. I think I was paying that company $650 a month, and they'll just unlimited landing pages, whatever you need, funnels, automations, whatever.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So, guys, thank you, Will. Appreciate you
thank you,
being here.
guys.
Just a reminder, guys, we will be here on Thursday for Agent Attraction Q&A. Okay, and then tomorrow, Brent Gove is here. Great to invite people. Invite your guests. Invite other agents. They can all come. We're not talking eXp tomorrow. It's just all about Brent's open house training that he does. He's got a phenomenal open house system, and he's going to come in tomorrow and do a whole training on that. That will be good for every agent out there. You cannot go wrong with the way he sets up his open houses. Okay. How does Brent Gove get 37 social security numbers at an open house?
Social security numbers?
Yes, social security numbers. This is what he does. I mean, he's got a system that is, it is unbelievable what he does. And Yeah, and he's going to train on all that tomorrow. So same time, same Zoom link, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Will, thank you very much, man. Have a great year. We'll see you soon at some of the EXP stuff. So
Hey, Jeff,
appreciate it, man. Okay, thank you, guys. Have a great day. Okay.
real quick, man. Real quick.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. Look